afternoon, everybody. Better late than never. We're here in the Quarantine Cafe for for show 26.
Show 26.
Longer than that. If we've taken a couple days off here or there, but really this is, I think this marks 30 days formally of us collectively being together and shooting this. I think March 16th was the first one we did. So it's a cool and a saddening milestone, but I'm glad everybody's out there being responsible, doing our best to flatten the curve, because hopefully after a while we won't do any of these, because we can all go out and hang out together.
We might do these from time to time, but it'd be nice to hang out and have a beer, with friends.
That's true. Like, just good to do this just to stroke my ego. No. No, I mean, it's still fun doing, instructional cooking things. I mean, it's one of the things I miss most about being able to work in a restaurant is I love teaching. But we can't do that right now, so we're kind of doing the best with what we can. So thank you guys for joining us. For anybody see Wendy furiously tagging people?
Yes, well, I just want people to know that only people that are active on Facebook. I'm trying to be judicious with tagging.
Okay, well, thank you for Tag Your It for joining us. So we had a couple things working today. I'm getting ready to do a big shop. At some point. This will be anywhere between 10 and 14 days since we've been to the store last. So trying to clear out the fridge, still using some of our pantry staples, but kind of being mindful of, what's still limited available for purchase at the store, what's not going to take up too much fridge real estate, and trying to plan out at least some rough outlines for meals in advance. So we've got kind of some lunch, almost like grain bowls, quinoa bowls and stuff that we're going to do. But as I was putting it together, I kind of realized, it's really just assembling, having things already cooked, because you don't want to sit there and watch me cook quinoa. And we've already done a vinaigrette in a previous episode. So we figured we'd jump to the good stuff. I don't know about you guys, but have you guys been snacking a lot? Like, uncomfortably a lot throughout the day?
Well, it's the COVID-19.
The COVID-19, that's right.
The new freshman 15.
Nothing to do to pass the time but eat.
And drink.
And drink, yes. We'll be, I'll be checking into Hazelden when this is over.
That's right.
So we figured to try and do at least something that's kind of good for ourselves. I purchased a couple of sweet potatoes knowing that they'd be a versatile ingredient. They were available. And so we're going to make a sweet potato hummus, or just any kind of spreadable dip. Just kind of good for snacking on. So I'm pretty excited about this. And so you can see the steam rising off of this. This couldn't be any easier. This is just one sweet potato. I roasted it in its jacket. Didn't do anything to it. No, other than rinsing the skin. But beyond that, like, no oil, no salt, no pepper, no nothing. And it cooks it. It just intensifies its sweetness while it's in its jacket there.
Krista Miller was just saying online how she missed appetizers and dips and stuff. So.
Yes. We just the idea of, she and I were texting last night, just the idea of going out somewhere and being able to eat and drink small plates, and drink lots of things. Even I think I'll never take for granted even just something as simple as draft beer.
Yeah.
To this is just if you're making any kind of hummus or bean dip type thing, especially with these home food processors that don't have the horsepower like the restaurant Robocoops might, it works better if all of your items, or at least the main ones, are kind of warm. So our sweet potato, you can see the visual evidence that it is
steaming.
It is hot. This is just one can of chickpeas. If you have dried and wanted to cook them that way, that would be cool too. I rinsed them just to get all the little bean scuds from out of the can out of it. Just put a little water in it and just brought it up until it's nice and warm.
And that's an industry term, scuds.
Bean scuds, it is an industry term that I think I just invented. So, and a lot of this follows just some typical, usual suspects for hummus. There's garlic. There's lemon.
Mm-hmm. What is in a traditional hummus?
The best ones have, and I'll get to the ingredient that we don't have right now, is tahini. Probably the best hummus I've ever had in my life. And you had a version of it when we did Dizengoff in the Chelsea market, but at a place in Philadelphia called Zahav. And it was almost 50-50 chickpeas and tahini.
Yum.
So tahini is a sesame paste, which we don't have, unfortunately. I mean, you don't really prep for a lot of this stuff. If you eat, it can be a versatile condiment. It's just not something we have. But I do want to be able to kind of take a little bit of that nuttiness, that depth, that toasted flavor. So we've got a little bit of sesame oil. This is strong stuff, so a little goes a long way. That's probably about a teaspoon. I like adding some other spices to mine. To me, you could really get by on a hummus with tahini, lemon juice, garlic, chickpeas, olive oil.
Leah says that Zahav and that hummus is transcendent.
Yeah, she ain't wrong. It's creamy. It's got depth. The hot pita or laffa, whatever they use that they pull out of a wood-fired oven. Woo! Good stuff.
So good.
So I like to add some cumin to my hummus. I think especially against the sweet potatoes, just the smoky depth of some of this to where it doesn't just taste like you're eating Thanksgiving sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
So ways to kind of cover that up. And then this may not be something you guys have, but there's some similar substitutes. I'm a huge fan of smoked paprika. Again, it adds that mild kind of underlying spice. It's not hot, but it has wonderful smoky depth. Again, if you don't have smoked paprika, you can take regular paprika, just toast it a little bit on a dry skillet until it's fragrant, or you could use even something like chili powder. Would work.
Very cool. Don't you put that on deviled eggs?
You
or is that just normal paprika?
Normal paprika on deviled eggs, yeah, because it is very strong stuff, and it does have the tendency to want to assert itself a little more vocally than...
It's an aggressive spice.
It is an aggressive spice. So, hey, sit the F down.
So we got some friends in the house. We got Melanie Bozeman's back.
Hey, Melanie.
Obviously Lee, who's talking about Zahav. John Barkel, Kyle Foucher, and... Fauché. Sorry, not French.
We're going to steal his name when we go to Montreal for his request.
And then Leanne Grebebauer is watching us from Texas.
Nice. Good to have everybody with us. I hate this is going to be so short, but this is one of those. It's really easy, and you guys should do it at home. So I'm going to kind of pulse it just to...
I had a coworker that just made hummus and said it turned out great. So This is actually really good timing.
And you know what? Even if it doesn't turn out great, it's still going to be good. I know that doesn't make a ton of sense, but as someone once told us, it doesn't have to make sense to make sense.
That's true.
And so really from here, you just kind of get the spurs going and start putting oil in.
Very cool. Hello to Kate Carroll.
Hey, Kate. Nice to have you with us.
We're making hummus.
Hummus-ish. I know, some traditionalists may frown upon the idea of other ingredients. If we want to call it a spread, a dip, whatever. I'm just going to call it good.
Yes.
As my former boss, Chris Hall, is fond of saying, you can't argue with delicious.
That's correct.
And so really from here, obviously you don't want to break it by putting in too much oil, but if you like it a little bit thicker, you can go less on the oil. If you like it a little smoother and more creamy, you can keep going. But as we say frequently, you can always add. It's very difficult to take out or make any adjustments from there.
True that. What are some other vegetables that you can use instead of sweet potatoes with this type of hummus?
Let's see. Beets would work really well.
Ooh, that sounds good.
That's something you could just cook the crap out of them. They would work really well. Any type of legume would be killer in this. You could do in addition to or even in place of the chickpeas. I've had this with boiled peanuts before. I've had this with black-eyed peas, with white beans, with lima beans, anything like that. In the veggie front, I think if you cook the daylights out of it, cauliflower you could probably do. Ooh. Carrots would work.
So it was versatile. You just add chickpeas and add a little bit of spice and grind it up.
Yeah, kind of get in here. If I wanted to have this like restaurant style, totally smooth, I would let this go for a lot longer. I don't care about that right now. I want tasty hummus.
It'll still be tasty.
It is. It would be, and it is. I do want to add a little more salt to that. And that's the important part about tasting is being able to kind of see what direction we want to take it. And I can say, you know what? I got the good acidity from the lemon. It may need a little bit more spice or a little more backbone to it.
So what's that you were just adding?
That was more cumin.
More cumin?
More cumin, more pepper. I'm not up for being too aggressive on this, but I'm trying to balance everything out. And even though yes, these are sweet potatoes, they are roasted to concentrate the sugars. I still want something that's going to taste savory.
That's good. So what would you serve this with other than like carrots and bread? Like, is there any other things that you would serve it with?
Well, I mean, you've lived with me long enough to know that I would eat anything with crackers.
It's true.
Right?
True.
There we go. That's it. I mean, really anything that you like. I mean, anything that you have and like and want to dip into things. I mean, this would be good with tortilla chips or bagel chips or toasted pita if you have it, or any kind of unleavened bread. This would be good with matzah if you have it. This would be good with raw, or if they've still got a little bit of integrity to them, roasted vegetables. Or this here's another cool thing I would do with it, kind of with our grain bowls that we're looking to make. If you guys are on the train of like the grain bowl and such, I like, to me, when I would do them for the restaurants, having two sauces or like a sauce and a spread makes it eat a lot better, I think. Fumbling for vocabulary here, and I landed on better. That was a good one. So, if I was going to kind of construct a bowl, I might put some of this hummus on the bottom and then toss everything else together. And if my quinoa had a vinaigrette on it, that would be sauce 1. That would be sauce 2. You could put this would be a good spread on like a turkey sandwich. Or really any kind of sandwich, but turkey, if I'm thinking sweet potatoes, kind of give the nod to Thanksgiving as we do in April.
That's right.
But yeah, that's what we got for today. We've got a few fun things planned. I'm going to try and buy some ingredients that have some versatility behind them. If you guys have any requests, anything you want to see, any techniques you want to learn, or if there's just stuff that's hanging out in your pantry that you're like, what do I do with this? Can you help me? Please let me know. This is fun to do, fun to connect, fun to interact, comment after the fact.
It's Yacht Rock Night.
It is Yacht Rock Night. So yeah, for anybody, especially if you haven't seen them before, good friends of ours, Nick Nespajani, Peter Olson, some other guys, they have names too. Just
Yeah.
But Nick is probably my closest friend of the bunch. As the front man for the Yacht Rock Review, they are also the owners of Venkman's, a live music venue here in Atlanta. So worth your support. So tuning into their channel, they'll do fundraisers for that. But every Thursday night, I think 9 p.m., he'll do acoustic isolation Yacht Rock Thursdays. So be sure to sign on there, give them some love, and enjoy yourself. So that's any other fun comments or questions?
How about a wine pairing with hummus?
Yes.
All of them?
All of them. I mean, I tend to kind of like a little bit leaner whites or things with some good acidity to them against vegetables. So especially if we're going to go from any of that part of the world, the Greek wines or Middle Eastern wines would be good. Even something like a Vermentino in the Italian, which is Sauv Blanc would work. Anything acidity is good in this regard. So,
great.
Rosé would be good too. Bubbles would be good. Anything you like drinking.
Very cool.
Got anything else, or is it time to bid you guys?
No other questions, but guys, keep sending comments and questions our way, and we're here for you, and we miss you.
Yes, we do. We miss all of you, and we will go out and have appetizers and drinks and shareable dips when it is all safe to do so. So until next time, which will probably be tomorrow, thank you guys. Stay safe, stay indoors, wash your hands. See you guys.